Eddie walked into a courtroom one fine day and gave up everything that he had on Al Capone. He gave up the names, he gave up the documents, he gave up the money, he gave up the warehouses. He gave up everything to the American authorities on that particular day. This was the fall of Al Capone's empire, and as was expected, 2 days later, Easy Eddie was found shot dead, obliterated in his car on the streets of Chicago. Easy Eddie, when he was found shot dead by the cops, was found in the car with two things in his pocket. One of them was a Christian medallion. He was found with a Christian medallion in his pocket, which the cops pulled out. And the second was a poem. A poem that said, "To my son," it was bloody red, and the cops pulled it out. And I want to share with you what the poetry said. The poem read, "The clock of life is wound but once, and no man has the power to tell just when the clock will stop, at late or early hour. Now is the only time you own. Live, love, toil with a will. Place no faith in time, because the clock will soon be still." This is what Easy Eddie wrote to his son, and he passed on. The story I wanted to share with you. Yeah, we'll give it a round of applause for an anticlimactic story. So Easy Eddie was on one side, and another short story that I wanted to share with you, particularly to this crowd, is the story of a man named Butch. Butch O'Hare was 22 years old when he was, this is during the World War II. So guys, picture this with me. You're in World War II, Pearl Harbor times, all these aircrafts going around, and America and Japan completely at odds with each other. Okay? There was a man named Butch O'Hare who was recruited into the American Air Force at the age of 22, and he was serving off the Gulf of Japan in one of the American aircraft carriers. Now Butch O'Hare and his entire team were on the aircraft carrier, and every morning they would take off on something that they called the test run or the squadron run. Suman, Rangabashan, this one's Air Force for you. They all used to take off. They all used to take off in the morning to do a test run and see how the planes were and see what the skies are like and do their maneuvers and all of that. So one fine morning, the entire squadron takes off from the American aircraft, from the aircraft carrier, and while they take off, Butch realizes that he didn't have enough fuel in his plane to finish the entire test run. So Butch drops out of formation and he comes around to take a turn and land back on the aircraft carrier because he couldn't finish the run. While he's landing back, he looks up at the horizon and he sees about 18 or 19 Japanese aircraft coming straight at the now completely unprotected and very, very fragile aircraft carrier. There's 19 Japanese aircrafts coming at the aircraft carrier. Butch is going straight at them. He doesn't have the right fuel to go back and call his squadron. He can't land because the plane is no good on land. So he does the only thing that he had learned his entire life to do. Butch O'Hare goes straight at the Japanese aircrafts. There's 19 Japanese aircrafts and a 22-year-old Butch O'Hare going straight at them, right? And he goes at them with all of his might. He takes down about 6 aircrafts with his wing-mounted machine guns, and he's shooting at them like crazy. He's going at them, going at them, going at them, takes down 6 aircrafts, and now he's completely out of ammo. Do you think that stopped him? He was out of ammo, and now he started taking his aircraft and hitting every Japanese aircraft that he could find, trying to nip it with the wings, trying to ensure that he either damages them enough that they can't fly, or that he scares them enough that they run away. That's what happened. Butch O'Hare took down about 9 aircrafts, and the remaining 9 or 10 aircrafts, they were Japanese aircrafts that were still in the air, were so exasperated by Butch's effort that all of them fled. And Butch finally did make it, and he landed back on the aircraft carrier, where he was given a hero's welcome. Butch O'Hare, that time at the age of 22, was given something known as the Medal of Honor. The Medal of Honor is the highest. Butch O'Hare received the Medal of Honor, which is the highest award that any military personnel in the United States military services can receive. And he was the youngest ever in history till date to receive that award. Butch O'Hare received the Medal of Honor. His video camera and himself, he told the tale, and the rest is legend. Butch O'Hare, unfortunately though, at the age of 29, was killed in aircraft battle. When Butch was killed, right, the city that he was from happens to be the city known as Chicago. treated him as Chicago's bravest son. Butch O'Hare was treated with so much respect that, in fact, has anyone been to Chicago? Chicago, what's the airport called? O'Hare. O'Hare Airport is named after this man named Butch O'Hare. Right? After the 22-year-old son of Chicago, the bravest son of Chicago, the airport gets his name as O'Hare Airport. You walk into the airport, you see Butch O'Hare's statue, his bust, and you see the Medal of Honor, which I'm talking about, placed right there at the heart of the airport, in Terminal 3. Okay? And Chicago still date remembers him as the most courageous man that ever was born out of Chicago. Why I tell you the story is because Butch O'Hare was Easy Eddie's son. Remember Easy Eddie? Butch O'Hare was Easy Eddie's son. And I tell this to us because today Hyderabad sets an example of the right culture for the rest of us as a nation. So there's nothing more powerful than the right culture which can be passed on from a person to another person.